So I have here a pair of 6-week-old Spencer Hamilton Elevate Supras. So first I filmed an intro where I was kind of like hiding it but whining about how I didn't like these shoes at first. I've tried skating in these for half an hour and I struggled at first because I think they need a bit of time to break in, and because they are so much more like an old-fashioned cup sole than I've used to, and I've really gotten used to vulcanized over the years. So I think I need at least a few days of skating these and breaking these in before I really even start to film some stuff. Okay, so the reason I didn't like these shoes at first is they actually did take a good week to break in. So I wore them just around, you know, doing like working out and just walking around in them for a week, which I don't usually do. I like my shoes to feel really fresh when I start skating them, but these ones needed a little bit of break-in time. However, once they broke in, they started to feel like a nice beautiful moccasin around my feet that still skate really nicely. So there's this insole in them that I thought was too thick. It's sort of like a Vans Pro, like it feels really thick at first, but it seems to have flattened like quite nicely, but still has, you know, a good amount of protection. It's got a neat little, I don't know, yoga design or something. Anyways, it's pretty nice insole, you know, pretty cushy, and that's good because these soles are thin, like quite thin. And when they're new, you could really see that looking up close. It's very trim detail right here, which actually really added to the board feel for flicks. So I also filmed a session with Olek the Destroyer. Shall we warm up with trying to do Spencer Hamilton's trick?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, let's do it. Fakey frontside flips. Oh. So I think we're gonna keep going with the Spencer Hamilton tribute tricks. So I'm gonna try and do a decent 360 flip. Oh, there he goes. Yes. Nice. I think we've run out of tricks that Spencer does really well that we can accomplish, so we're gonna have to move on to our tricks now. So lace breakage is a factor for Olek.
Skate when you have to.
Are you just gonna leave that on the ground?
Yep.
That's not cool. All right, he's putting it in the trash. Good stuff. All right, so Olek had basically the exact same experience where he didn't like these shoes for the first week either. Actually, for him, it was 2 days. For me, it was roughly the first week until they really broke in nicely. But he had pretty big holes in his shoes in a month. 37-year-old, 3 weeks. 14-year-old, 1 month. However, you gotta do the math on this because I skate about, you know, 6 hours a week. And how often do you skate?
Like 6 hours a day.
Yeah. So he skates the same amount in 1 day that I usually skate in a week. But I don't really feel like it did it justice because at 6 weeks, these are holding up quite nicely for me. I've put the tiniest amount of shoe goo on there. Here's my switch foot. My switch foot actually has a hole before regular, which is really abnormal. The soles are definitely getting thin, and even though they look flat, they still actually have lots of grip. There's way more grip and board feel in these than I thought there was gonna be in the first week. And they've definitely felt like they have a little bit more protection over a standard vulcanized, like a thin Vans or something. So for me, these are holding up, and I've been riding almost all new boards while I've been doing this, so, you know, the leather's holding up really quite well. While I am finding these to be a quite durable shoe and still quite good at 6 weeks, if you're somebody like Olek who does almost all flip tricks, like kick flip tricks, all day, every day, you may want to consider something with a rubber toe. But for me, and I do a lot of flip tricks, and I have pretty new boards, they've held up quite nicely. They also have a really long sweet spot, so once it breaks in and you find that flick and board feel, at 6 weeks, it's not getting any worse. Like a lot of the time when a shoe starts to look like this, it's really, you're starting to lose your flick. Like it just doesn't work as well. Yet for some reason, these ones work real well. And some people really like suede. I actually like leather because once leather breaks in, it's like suede but lasts longer. Okay, so the heel flips, no problem whatsoever. Perfect. You guys know I complain about shoes if they don't heel flip right. And these heel flip right. So again, I'm now 6 weeks into these shoes. I expect I'll probably get another comfortable 2 weeks out of them. Ollie holes, I don't get ollie holes. I can't figure that out. Sorry guys, that's a weakness for me. If you blow through the sides of your shoe right here, I can't help you there because I don't do it for some reason. My switch foot, these laces are, that one's still good. Oh, that one's broken. Yeah, the switch foot's getting torn up. Time to put a pair of new laces in there. But again, you can see it's holding up pretty well. I would definitely skate another pair of these. And the other thing I've done a lot in these is I've loafed around in them a lot, like worn them just outside of skating quite a bit, and I don't usually do that because I don't like to take away the crispness and wear my shoes out just wearing them around here, there, and everywhere. But in this case, it's worked out really well. So anyways, this is my first pair of Supras. I'm pretty pleasantly surprised with them. Like I said, definitely ride another pair. If you guys are thinking about this or seeing this, you know what? Spencer's been killing it lately too. I think he just turned 29. I mean, if you guys saw him at the Dime Glory Challenge, like insane. I can't believe he's doing that kind of stuff still. But anyways, very impressive skater. He's a local guy to Vancouver, at least he is now. I don't think he's from here originally. But anyways, I'm stoked to see a fellow getting older Canadian guy having a shoe out there. And if you found this review useful, well, thanks for watching. Leave a comment below, let me know what you think. As always, may your next session be your best session yet.